Alright everybody, what's going on? It's Thundershot, and we're back with more League of Legends stuff. I actually recorded this once already, and the audio was off, so I waited a little while. That's why there's been a delay, and plus I've been finishing up Sonic and doing a bunch of stuff with that. So yeah, anyways, we're back with League of Legends, and today we're going to be tackling the top lane. Now, I decided to do something a little bit differently. Excuse me. I decided to do something a little bit differently while tackling the top lane today, and it's because of the way that bots work. First of all, if you can hear any background noise, I'm sorry. My cat is currently being a psychopath in the bathroom. He's playing with the shower curtain, and my bird is awake, but I haven't uncovered him yet, and he's upset with me, and he's tweeting at me wanting me to uncover him, but I don't want him to make noise. So anyways, sorry about that. But the weird thing I'm doing with top lane today is I'm going to go mid. And the reason for that is when you very first start playing League of Legends, nobody actually has the runes or masteries set up needed to be a jungler. And if you don't know what a jungler is, we'll get to that later. But it's the person, they basically run through the jungle. They kill all the monsters. There's monsters here, down here. They kill all those, and then they come help you in your lanes after they do that. But when you're playing in the very beginning, nobody has the ability to do that. They don't have the proper runes and masteries for it. So what happens is you send two people top lane. Now, when you face bots, the bots that they've programmed in the game can't comprehend how to make a jungler. So I couldn't show you the jungler even if I wanted to. But anyways, sending two top lane throws it off, and it's because you're only going to be playing with two top laners in any game you play for the first few levels, assuming you're not playing bots. After that, it's always going to be a 1v1 top lane. So in order to make the 1v1 matchup top lane, I'm going mid today. Now just assume that it's all up top, since we're not worrying about junglers, you know, escape routes, like where the jungler can come in from here, they don't matter. None of that stuff really matters too much. So just simply to get the 1v1, I am playing in the mid lane. But just if it helps you, just imagine I'm in the top lane, because that's typically where a fight between Shyvana and Garen would be taking place. As usual, I've made every player on the other team a top laner, just so that way I got my top lane matchup. So note that the 5v5 fight still won't be what they normally should, and my lanes might lose, or their lanes might lose super heavy, or my lane might lose super heavy. It's all gonna vary. By the way, this is the 4.9 patch that just came out. I don't know why Garen is just standing here taking this. I am waylaying on him. So somebody just messaged me and asked me if Kha'Zix is that bad. If you've ever played Kha'Zix before, they just destroyed him. If you've never played Kha'Zix before, then don't worry about it. You're still new to the game, and it's nothing you'll have to ever worry about. I thought I changed my message to D&D not record, or D&D recording, but whatever. Anyways, let's get back to more top lane stuff. So top lane and the mid lane. I'm kind of crapping on this Garen. He's hanging out for way too long. If he hadn't flashed there, I was going to kill him, but he forced me to take a turret shot, which I didn't want to do. I've been actually, first of all, I took 2 turret hits there, which was really stupid of me. But I haven't been paying a lot of attention to CS, and that's why in 2 waves I've only gotten 8, and I'm usually better about that. But top lane in general is a very, it's a much tankier role, and when I say tankier, I just mean we can simply take more hits than most people. The goal of a top laner, now I'm going to be carrying this game because I'm the only actual human, but the main goal of a top laner, if you dive the entire team and they use everything they have on you while the rest of your team is doing all the damage, you've done your job as a top laner, right? That's the main goal of a top laner most of the time. Especially one like Shyvana that I'm playing, or most of the top laners you're going to see on the enemy team, like Garen and stuff. If you can make the other team use everything they have on you... Oh, I didn't mean to upgrade that one first. Oh, well. If you can make the other team use everything that they have on you, even if you die, you've done your job, essentially. As long as it's a big team fight, as long as you're not going and trying to 1v4 them, and then they use everything on you, then you just die and look like a dumbass. He's level 2, I'm level 4, so that's why I was staying to fight that, even though he had full health. And he still wants to fight me for some reason. I don't understand it. Okay, another unnecessary turret shot. I'm going to go ahead and back here because... Ooh, that's not good. No, well, he had to back. Never mind. We're just going to keep shoving his wave out then. He didn't have to back. He chose to back, but... Yeah, so top laners, like we saw mid laners earlier. Mid laners can go a lot of directions. I decided to pick Ziggs because I feel like he's really standard and he was also really good. But mid laners, they can be assassins. They can be... Mid laners typically aren't tanky, but they can be usually assassins. Sometimes they just stand back and hurt the, I don't know. I explained it all in the mid laner video. I'll leave a link to that down below. But the top laners are usually bruisers, which means they do damage and they can take hits. They do a little bit of damage, but their main thing is that they can take hits. Typically, at least in this meta right now, tanky top laners are the way to go. So that's why you'll see me. I might not build straight damage item. My first item is going to be a straight damage item, but after that, I'm not really going to be building only damage. All right, we're going to run from this. He can't kill me, so him chasing me is actually pretty pointless right here. He could have been working on minions, but we have stuff to buy now, stuff that's going to help us crap on Garen. I'm a little spacey. This is the 4.9 patch, like I said earlier, so we are looking at the new Karthus skin top lane. They've completely reworked Karthus. It looks way different now, way cooler in my opinion. Doing all this badass stuff, yeah. I haven't even got to play with it yet. That's how new this patch is. And they nerfed my favorite champion, Kha'Zix, but again, if you're new here, then, or if you're new to League of Legends, you won't know what I'm talking about. But okay, so we're just gonna go the typical Shyvana top lane build. One good thing I note about Shyvana is she actually does not use mana. So, well, I got a lot of stuff to talk about. First of all, she doesn't use mana, which is super nice. You don't have to buy mana pots. You never have to worry about running out. Let's talk about her moves for a second. So, she has, of course, the standard 3 moves and an ultimate. I haven't even talked about what makes Shyvana so cool or why I picked her. She is a very standard top laner in the meta right now, by the way. But okay, so she has her W, which sets a ring of fire around. It's basically a free sunfire cape sort of thing. And I'll talk about that in a second. But her W, it gives her a speed boost, and then of course everything around her standing in fire. So if you try to fight Shyvana while her W's up, not only are you fighting Shyvana, you are fighting the Ring of Fire, which means you can't hurt a Ring of Fire, obviously. It's just going to keep hurting you until you can't do anything anymore. On top of that, her Q, which I'll show off here in a second, it's called Twin Bite. And basically what it means is you see me come up and basic attack anything, right? I can basic attack this, do whatever I want. If I push Q, it's a Twin Bite. She uses both hands. It essentially just does double the damage, right? That's about it. Almost double the damage. And then her E, which in my opinion is one of her more useless moves, but it's still there, is Spitfire, and she spits fire. I just shot a wave of fire out. It doesn't do a whole lot because it runs off of ability power, and Shyvana is a very attack damagey champion. Now, all these things, all these moves she has, particularly her W, are things that I think make Shyvana cool. But the thing that makes her the coolest is her ultimate, and I'll show it off here in a second. But first I'm going to talk about this red bar. So this red bar down here, 100 out of 100, that's usually where mana is placed, right? That's usually where you can tell if you're running out of mana. Shyvana doesn't work like that. Shyvana works like every few seconds, plus every time she basic attacks something. She gets another point in this red bar. Once this red bar becomes full, that's when she can use her ultimate. Her ultimate doesn't have a cooldown. However, you do have to have a full red bar in order to use it. Why am I leveling up my Q? Level up your W first with Shyvana. Do that. Just trust me. I leveled up my Q by accident. But if Garen would ever come out here far enough to actually fight me, I would show you what her ultimate really looks like, and it's super insane. But he knows he has to play safe right now. I'm actually going to take his turret. I'm going to ignore him beating up on me. I'm going to take his turret, and now we're going to fight him. And this is my ultimate. You become a dragon. A full-on, like, complete and total badass of a dragon. All of your moves get a minor upgrade in some way or another, or some of them major. For example, my W here. Not only does it still make me faster, it now leaves a trail, and if they walk through that trail, it burns them. My Spitfire shoots 3, and my Twin Bite is basically the same thing. It does a little bit more damage, I think. But, yeah. And then as you'll see, once I went Dragon, my red meter turned to yellow and slowly began draining. Once it hit 0, I'm not a Dragon anymore. But we full-on dove Garen. We're level above him, so we don't have to be bullied by him at all. He definitely doesn't have the items to deal with us right now because we've been denying him minion kills. Because he can't come too close to us or we'll screw him up. So yeah, we're just going to keep shoving the lane here super hard. Again, you can imagine this is top lane. The only difference is, and the main ones are when you get hit by a jungler, which we can't see here, or a roaming mid laner, which the bots don't do. And if you're playing early on, you won't have to worry about it, at least in your first few levels. So basically, I mean, you know, the laning phase is going to be about the same as you're going to see early on, except for the fact that there might be 2 people top lane. But like I said, we've talked about that. So I have a bit of gold here, but I want to keep ramming this right down Garen's lane because he can't do anything to stop me. If he starts beating up on me, he gets a couple hits off, then I leave. But until then, I'm just going to keep doing this. As you can see, I've already charged up enough for Dragon. Like I said, it comes back... what is the rate on that? I get 5... Oh, wait, no. I lose 5. Okay. I don't know. I don't know where to check my rate. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. So I get 1 Fury, which is 1 stack of the red meter. Every 1.5 seconds. So on top of 1 Fury every 1.5 seconds, I also get a basic attack will generate 2 Fury. So as long as I keep hitting minions, I'm going to get Dragon back very quick. And if Garen wants to tango with Dragon, I'm going to try to stay in front of him here to make him walk in my burning... there we go. He turned around. He knew. I was going to say, I tried to stay in front of him there to make him walk inside of my flame ring. If I had remembered to upgrade my flame first, like not an idiot, then he would have taken a lot more damage from that, but there we go. It's alright, I'm going to back here. He's low. I could probably maybe try to stick around and force a fight, but if I win that, I don't actually get a lot. I get to beat up on his turret. If he wins that, then he has the opportunity to turn his lane around and start beating me. So that's why it's just not worth it for me to stay in there and fight. We're going to start picking up boots, though, because that's nice. Now, the typical build with Shyvana that you see a lot, the one I'm probably going to be doing today, is you start out with one offensive item, and I'm going to slowly start incorporating items and how they work, but you start out with one offensive item, as I'm going Blade of the Ruin King, and then after that, you basically go directly tanky. You go as much defense as you can to stop the enemy team. Now, one advantage I'm going to have today that most of you probably won't ever get the luxury of without playing a custom game is that I had to pick top laners to make sure I got a top lane matchup for the entire enemy team. So what that means is that they all run off of attack damage, and I haven't really gone too far into explaining it, but there are two forms of ways to hurt people, right? There are moves that do attack damage, and then there are moves that do ability power damage. And in order to build against these things, you build armor to stop attack damage, and then you have to build magic resist to stop against ability power damage. And being able to play a bunch of top laners and play people who only have attack damage, that means that I'm going to be able to build just armor. I won't have to worry about magic resist at all. And when you only have to build one kind of defense, it makes you very, very tanky, very, very fast, and you quickly become what feels like you're almost unkillable to an extent if you can get ahead like I'm doing right now. So I'm going to kill this turret because Garen's not hurting me. He's a top laner. They don't do the most damage in the world, right? So he wasn't hurting me. So I'm just going to take that, and then we're going to fight this out. I'm going to ignite him. He's going to try to run away. I'm going to use Dragon to catch up, and there we go. Got real crazy real fast right there, I know, but there we go. It's basically how top lane works. So as you can see, my Twin Bite, we got to see an upgraded version of it right there. If you Twin Bite, upgraded while you're in the Dragon, it hurts multiple targets around where you bite at, so that's something to keep in mind. Apparently, my teammates thought that I needed help mid, and truth be told, collapsing on mid might be the way to go, but I have 1,200 gold right now. What this Wukong really needs to do, he never should have left top lane, to be honest, because as you can see, minions are pushing up. He's actually losing minions to his turret. He should have stayed there. He should have kept working on his own thing. But of course, my mid laners, Garen's top laner. We're still working on the top lane. They've called for 8. I've shoved too far, so from here on out, the laning phase is pretty much over. My whole 1v1 with Garen is done. We're going to be team fighting a lot here. I don't want Tristana to die, but it looks like I can't do anything to stop it. I'm actually in here a little too deep myself. I for sure don't want to die, especially while I have Dragon down. Just diving is not the smartest thing for me right now. If I back now, could I get my item? So this is another thing I got to keep an eye on, when to back, right? So I am a little over 50, I'm like 80 gold away, and 80 gold's not a whole lot. So instead what I'm going to do, if I was showing you guys the jungler phase, or I wasn't talking to people who were completely new to the game, I would just go into the jungle and kill that. But I'm actually going to try to keep the jungle out of these tutorial videos until I actually play the jungler. So we're just going to stay here. We're going to kill minions. Okay, now I definitely have enough to get my new big item I want. I've been building this big item since the start of the game, and now I have enough to get it. So we're going to try to back here. Hopefully they don't stop me. My team needs me, but I feel like they're... Oh, God, they stopped me. Okay, I'm dead. I should have... Oh, my God, that was really stupid of me. That was me focusing more on commentating than anything. And they got the upper hand on us, so that's not good. But I got the big item I wanted, so it's not the end of the world. And it looks like I'll be able to buy a few more health. Well, health pots are kind of useless to me at this point because Shyvana has pretty decent health. And plus, from here on out, I'm going to be building tanky anyway, so my team just keeps giving it mid. This is why I wish, if I could have stayed mid and my team would have stayed in their lanes, what would have happened is I would have slowly fallen back, right? They had a long ways to push before they get to the mid inhibitor, and instead my team would be able to push up top lane and shove out bottom lane and or kill Darius bottom lane because he's alone, while I held mid on my own. But it's the bots. You have to start dealing with this once you actually play the game yourself too. Once you start playing with real people. Real people are going to do this. They're going to do things that don't make the most sense, but it's if you can work with them or not. That's what determines if you're going to be able to win the game. But yeah, once laning phase starts, I mean, as you can see, all these guys are definitely a lot tankier than we knew from the mid lane game, because that's just how top laners work. Again, nobody's doing as much damage. Everybody's being able to take more hits because that's just how it works. Mundo's low, but he popped his ultimate, which gives him a lot of health back in a very short amount of time, so I'm not going to dive him. Otherwise, if I thought I could get the kill, I would. Oh, I'm in trouble. Okay, Wukong's going in. I'm going to follow up. Let's see if we can get these guys. Oh god, I'm mashing my buttons and trying to use my item. Alright, there we go. I got 2 of them. My flame wheel's back up. I don't think we're going to be able to get Garen, but I double killed him. We have a 3v2 now, and we're looking good. So basically what happens when you upgrade Dragon, I think all of your abilities get a little bit of a buff when you're in Dragon form, but on top of that, you generate Fury faster, which means I can be Dragon a lot sooner. But picking up that double kill there, I actually got a good amount of gold from it, so from here on out, we're going to wait it out and see if we can start getting this turret. We have a whole minion wave coming in. Garen shouldn't focus me if he starts trying. Oh, there's Jax now, I'm afraid. Jax is probably the best 1v1 champion in the game. The only problem is he can't fight me because he was top lane, so he was splitting experience with another player. And apparently he was losing because he's only level 7 and I'm level 11, so really none of them could try to one versus one fight me with any success. In fact, I'm not even too afraid right here. I thought I had Dragon, though I don't, so I'm going to run. See, Mundo was trying to chase me right there, Dr. Mundo. He was trying to chase me through all of my teammates, which just means all my teammates were beating up on him the entire time. So I'm going to back here. I'm too low. If my team dies, there's not a lot I could do to help it. What I certainly don't want to do is dive in with them and die myself. By the way, Karthus' new death animation looks really sick. Just in case you guys don't know, Karthus is a mid laner, typically. And his passive is that when he dies, he stays as a ghost for like 7 seconds, and he can keep using his abilities, and you can't do anything to him. Look at that. He's actually the Lord of Death. He looks like such a badass. Shyvana's passive, as I never got around to talking about, gets bonus 15 armor and magic resistance. So we talked about the armor and magic resistance earlier, and that gets doubled when you're a dragon, so she only becomes more beastly when you become a dragon. Let's look on items a little bit here. So for items today, we're going to buy a Sunfire Cape on Shyvana. Sunfire Cape is really good on Shyvana because what the Sunfire Cape does, I couldn't buy a full one there, I could only get the stuff that builds into it, but what the Sunfire Cape does is essentially, first of all, it gives you armor, which is going to be really nice against a team of people who use attack damage. It's going to make me a lot stronger. But secondly, it actually emits a little flame aura, hence the name Sunfire Cape. You can see, oh, never mind. There's dead Karthus, though. Oh, Wukong was going in, we got to follow him. I don't want Wukong to go in for nothing here, so I'm gonna walk this way because I feel like they're gonna be running away soon, and I want them to walk through my flame. There's one down. All right, I'm now in a 3v1, but as long as they don't realize that and actually don't turn around to fight me, I'm gonna be able to keep doing this. There we go. There's 2. I'm not gonna be able to catch those guys. They're gonna make it to their turret, but I will be able to clear out this minion wave pretty well. Anyways, I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, the Sunfire Cape. So its name, Sunfire Cape, kind of gives a little bit away. First of all, it gives you armor, but secondly, it emits a little... You constantly have this tiny bit of burning flame around you, right? I'm going to test this out, just see how much this turret does to me. So let's take a turret hit. Yeah, see how little that did? Now, turrets do more and more over time, so if I stand in there, it would do more and more with each hit. But with what little armor I have, I take... And plus, we've grown up in levels a lot, so I take significantly less damage. Might not have been the smartest idea for Wukong to dive there, but there's 4 of them. It's signal, the bots don't listen to signals, so there's no point in doing that. But here we go. They're going to die again because they're all squishy and I'm the only top laner. If I had Dragon, I might have thought about fighting that, but being the fact that Karthus is dead, Tristana just got pulled, my team just keeps dying. That's okay. We'll back again. If I could ever finish Sunfire Cape, we'll actually read it right now since I'm going to buy it. So it gives you 450 health, 45 armor, it deals 25 damage plus whatever your current level is, magic damage per second to nearby enemies. So essentially, as you can see, I have this little orange pulse around me now, right? So they take damage just by being near me is what it means. Now on top of that, I have my W. This is why Sunfire Cape is so good on Shyvana. If you stand in that, you're now taking pretty much, it's not double damage, they don't even out, but you're taking a lot of damage simply by standing near Shyvana when her W's up. That's why I like going that route on her. I'm close to this cloth armor. The enemy's pushing up, but I have teleport, so I can teleport to the turret if I need to. So there we go. I'm going to make sure I get the armor. So now I'm pretty stacked. We can win another team fight, but as you can see, the recurring theme here is that we win the team fight, we shove all the way up, the enemy respawns, then they beat us in a team fight because I know when it's smart to go in and when it's not, and my bots don't. So we can get an initiation. It'd be nice if Wukong would go in, but these guys are playing afraid as they should. I can't believe I'm still level 11, to be honest. Alright, so I'm going to zone them out. Oh shit, this is a bad idea. This is the worst idea I've ever had. And my team died, what? That's so weird. Okay, I'm going to back here and I'm going to have to find a new strategy if I want to try to win this game. Because basically what happened was, one of their guys dove my entire team, right? He dove my entire team. He was 1v4ing it, right? So in order to counteract that, what I did is I dove their entire team. So my thought process was, okay, 4 of my teammates can definitely beat this one guy while I zone out the rest of the team. As I come to find out, that's not the case. In fact, that guy came in, killed one of my 4 teammates, and then left with almost not a scratch on him. So basically all that tells me is I should not be relying on my teammates at all anymore, which is fine. So instead what we're going to do, instead of clumping up mid, because clearly that doesn't work, we're not winning team fights, tanky top laners, a group of tanky people are typically going to be good at that anyway. I'm going to go top, and I'm going to shove top, and I'm going to shove top, and if they send one person to stop me, I can kill any one person on their team easily. If they send 2 people to stop me, I'm going to go to a different lane. It's possible I could 1v2 a good number of them also, so we'll see how that works out. But if they send 3 people to stop me, I'm definitely going to go to a different lane. But yeah, we're running through the jungle here. Just going to give you a preview of what some of the monsters look like. That's red buff. He got too close to my Sunfire Cape, so he took damage. That's why he was mad at me. That's golems. Just little stuff like that. We'll find all about that. Find out all about that once we finally get to the jungle video. But here we go. I'm just gonna keep doing this. All right, they sent 2 to stop me. All right, I think what I'm gonna do here is die because they have slows and stuns out the ass. I didn't think about that. That's all those 2 guys were stuns and slows. But what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna try to come up behind these 2 guys who apparently are running for their life. One thing to note about Dragon is if you go through people, Dragon actually moves them. So for me to go Dragon and then do that, it pulled him back a little bit. I thought I had teammates here, but apparently they got too messed up by these 2 guys. I might actually be in trouble. Like, as in might not win this game in trouble, because top laners scale so well. While I'm Dragon, I want to screw him up as much as possible. He's standing in my Sunfire Cape, in my W, highly unadvisable against Shyvana. I'm still chasing because my W comes up soon. My W gives me a speed boost that will allow me to catch him. He also has a Sunfire Cape, so that's something to note. And, well, I was going to say, if he wanted to keep fighting, I can 1v1 anybody. I don't know if I can 2v1 in this scenario. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to shove this lane out as much as I can. Get it all the way up to turret, and now I'm going to run bot lane. I'm just going to sprint straight to bot lane, and then I'm going to shove that wave out as much as I can. Actually, having a good look at it now, I should have gone mid. I should have stayed mid. But they have 3 top right now. I should have stayed mid. I probably could have cleared that out. But once you make a decision, it's better to commit to it. If I were to turn around once I realized what I did, Mundo would have been there in time to stop me anyway. So it would have been a loss on both ends. Instead, committing to bottom, it was a better choice than turning around. However, if I just would have stayed mid to begin with, it wouldn't have been that big a deal. So standing in the middle of minions, as you can see late game, especially with Sunfire Cape, does a lot of damage. I can literally just run through all the minions. So we have 3 mid right now, which should distract them. Wukong is holding 3 of their people top, so there's nobody to stop me on bottom lane right now. So I'm just going to shove this as fast and as hard as I can and try to get a turret or 2. As you can see, Mundo is 2v1ing again without... Well, I forgot Darius was there. It's my fault. But no, if I can get an inhibitor... not an inhibitor turret necessarily, but if I can get an inhibitor down, that would make things so much easier on me. Because if you get an inhibitor turret down, unless there are 5 people in the lane where you have super minions, you can basically ignore that lane. You never have to go into that lane. Super minions are going to make it super hard for the enemy to shove that lane with any kind of speed. So basically, you have a lane that kind of looks after itself, right? So this is Darius. If he tries to 1v1 me, okay, he was just passing through. The thing is at level 2, and you'll see it gets even worse at level 3, Shyvana actually gets Fury stacks back so fast. See, that's how little her E does. I didn't even kill a minion, or like half of a minion with that, but Shyvana gets Fury stacks back so fast that there's almost... Oh, what? Oh, my Sunfire Cape. My Sunfire Cape touched Darius, so that sucks. I can't get close to him or the turtle hit me. Okay, well, that's unfortunate. Oh, well, let's go see if we can kill Mundo over here. I don't know if Karthus is running. Yeah, Karthus is running. And he was running the wrong fucking way. He turned around when I got here to help him. If he would have turned around from the beginning, he might have been fine. If he would have turned around, or if he would have kept running to me so I could save him, he might have been fine. But instead, he did the opposite of those 2 things, and it killed him. Jax is over here, so let's go. He's level 10. I can definitely take a Jax. I'm level 13. The only thing is he going to be able to run away from me? As you can see, I'm wailing down on him pretty good. For him to stand near me was killing him. He flashed away, then jumped to a minion. That sucks, because that means he's going to live. Karthus killed somebody bottom. Okay. I'm going to back right now. I have a lot of gold I need to spend, and it's going to help me out a lot. So as you can see, all these guys are building things like Sunfire Cape. Jax has the Blade of the Ruined King. Frozen Heart's more armor damage, or more armor, excuse me. So I'm going to actually finish, well, am I? Hold on. I'm going to buy, yeah, we're close enough. I'm going to buy an item called Last Whisper. This is another offensive item, which again, I wouldn't entirely recommend this many offensive items, but since they're all building armor, what Last Whisper does is it's armor penetration. It makes it so I can do damage to these guys. Even though they have armor, which is something I kind of need. I would have burned Teleport if Garen hadn't taken the tower, but he took the tower, so I think I'm going to save Teleport for something else. As of right now, though, if Garen doesn't leave top lane, I'm going to do my best to kill him. It sucks trying to take on Garen, because Garen's pretty tough in the fact that he can escape almost any fight, because one of his moves, it gets rid of all slows, and it makes him fast. But we're going to see if we can take him here. See, that's that. He was so fast, and then I have a couple moves I can use to slow him down. But I'm still not gonna get him. That's the worst part, is he has moves that just make him too fast, and there's no catching him, especially not at the speed I'm at. I haven't been able to finish my shoes yet. I hate that my team keeps giving them kills like that, but as we've seen before, if we group up, it doesn't actually help me out a whole lot. So I'm able to take one-on-one. I'm able to fight a little bit of a two-on-one, but if my team tries to fight for whatever reason, we cannot do that. They had one guy die 4 of my teammates, and my teammates all died. Or, well, one of my teammates died, not all of them. I got a little bit ahead of my minion wave here, so I kind of have to wait for them to come. But I can clear out, I mean, no. Getting ahead of your minions isn't the worst thing in the world, assuming you have an escape route. Or if you're a tanky player like Shyvana, where if they try to attack me, I could run away, I could be fine. So getting ahead of my minions, it means I have to wait on them before I can take a turret, but as long as I'm not waiting to take a turret, I got to clear out 3 minion waves all on my own. I got to make sure I got all the gold because no minions could take them because I was the only one there, so it's not bad. Now, I am straight up, I'm going to ignore Garen. We need this tower. We need this tower really badly. Okay, I'm not going to ignore Garen that bad, especially when Nasus shows up. So I'm going to run through here. I can always dragon if I need to. In fact, I'll show you guys. Alright, here's how you escape, right? If somebody's coming at you, you can dragon through walls. And then look at that. I made it out. So there you go. How to escape 101. They don't have any move unless he would have flashed through it. They don't have any move that can put him through a wall. I think I confused him. He was just standing there accepting the fact that I went through the wall. I think he was lost. So here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to finish Ninja Tabby. As you can see, my team is getting pressured super hard mid. I'm going to teleport up here. I'm glad I sat on my teleport. I'm going to teleport back up top. Garen comes to clean it out. I'm going to run Garen off again. I'll probably once again not be able to kill him. I don't think I can 1v2 here. But if Garen's this low, I can't. Oh, that fucking move that makes him fast. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. I did make Garen have to back, though. Oh, Karthus got him. Oh my god, okay, so Karthus is ultimate, right? We didn't even talk about Karthus' ultimate, and it's because I'm not playing Karthus, so it makes sense. But Karthus' ultimate, it's a move, and it's actually really strong. It's one of the things that makes Karthus super fun. It's a move that hits everyone on the map at the same time, right? And it just does damage to you. Like, whatever you're doing, it hits everyone on the map at the exact same time, and it does good damage, especially if Karthus is building damage. So he killed Garen with that before he got back, and that's huge, because that means Garen's down for a little while. I don't have to be afraid of Nasus here. In fact, it's low enough now I can ignore the turret hits and just finish that. So they have 2 bottom, but we've officially... Okay, I'm going to dragon out of here. Now if they want to chase me, at least once I have my W up, they'll have to walk through the flames. So I'm faster than them. They got to run through flames now. So it's... I don't know. It's alright for me. Now at this point, Nasus turned around. So we can actually turn and fight this Jax, I think. We might lose. Except we're not going to, because we're too good. There we go. Okay, so Nasus quit helping his buddy for no reason at all. He just decided to turn around. I don't think we can take this Garen. But I'm going to try. Unless Sona leaves me. If Sona leaves me hanging, then I'm screwed. Sona is a support, by the way. She can heal. That's why I decided this was a good idea, is because she did everything perfect right there. She went behind me. She was letting me take all the hits, and then what did she do? She healed me. And in fact, her heal is so good, I don't even have to back right now. She's going to keep giving me heals. She's going to keep giving me a little speed boost. I don't want to try to ignore Nasus here. That's a bad idea, because I am low enough. However, if Sona hangs around, then we can totally... This is an easy 2v1, because Sona will keep healing me. And keep healing me, and keep healing me, and keep healing me. Okay, Jax is back. That's bad news. I don't think Sona can save me from this one, but Dragon can. So I may have just left Sona to die. No, she exhausts Flash. Nice. I'm going to hang around in case she wants to give me a heal or two. I might get ballsy enough to turn and fight this Jax. In fact, I think I will. Sona, I need you. No, I don't. Let's kill Jax again. Okay, now their whole team is top. Their entire team is top right now. Hanging around is not a good idea. Sona's not backing. Sona, you should be backing. Okay. So we got good kills up there. Like I said, the 2v1, it helped a lot when Sona showed up. The 2v1, but they have 3 people top. We've killed... Jax is down for another 15 seconds. My teleport's not up. That sucks. But now that I have Last Whisper, I have Blade of the Ruined King. This gives me opportunity to stack even more damage. So what do we want to go with? We're going to go with Randuin's Omen. This item, again, just to be really basic with it, more armor. Celadorn's Blade also. More armor. And then once I get it completed, it also has an active. So Blade of the Ruined King has an active that I haven't been talking about. So you get a lot of buttons to push. And if I were you, if you were starting out, if you were new at this whole thing, I wouldn't worry about, okay, my whole team is going bottom, as you can see. I think I'm going to go mid. I think I'm going to go try to hold mid against these 2 guys. Or I can go top and try to take on Mundo. But I'm going to go shove mid out. What I need to do is sneak in top and get that inhibitor. But anyway, so you have your buttons, right? You have Q, W, E, and R. On top of that, you have your summoner spells you can be used. And teleport's not one you have to worry about using in battle, because you're never going to teleport in the middle of battle. But Ignite is. I'm running Ignite. I don't know if I've explained that too well. I forget what I talked about in my last video that didn't get uploaded, because the volume was all out of whack. And what I did. But Ignite, basically, it sets them on fire for a little bit, and it burns them slowly over time. So Ignite's something you do use in the middle of battle. So I have Q, W, E, and R. I don't worry about my D, but my F is my Ignite, so I do have to worry about that in battle. On top of that, some items you buy, and again, I wouldn't recommend using the actives on these items until you really know what you're doing. I don't know what this Darius is doing, by the way.
They are nothing for me.
Hold on. Come on! Yes! Okay, I didn't think I was going to get him. So see, now we're stacked enough. The 2v1s are possible. He had to pop ulti to get away from me. That's fine, I'll take that. And I think I'm going to run top lane. Because even though minions are shoved up super far on top lane, they have nobody guarding this. Anyways, like I was saying, on top of all that, you can buy items that also have buttons to push. For example, my Blade of the Ruined King has a button I need to push. I can focus one person, and if I push 5, because that's where I decided to put that at, if I push 5 on that one person, then it slows them, and it gives me a little bit of health back, is basically what it does. It hurts them a little bit, slows them a little bit, gives me a little bit of health back. So that's an active. So I have my Q, W, E, my R, my F, and my 5 to worry about. On top of that, I'm going to be using Randuin, which means if they're near me, and I'm going to put it to 6. If I push 6, then it slows everyone around me. But the good news is I was able to sneak an inhibitor in there. They didn't come to stop me. They didn't do anything. So now basically I can go to another lane, and I don't even have to, like, I'll push it out. But once I push it out, this is a really long game. I didn't expect the game to be this long. I guess something to do with being top lane and everyone being able to take a lot of hits. Nobody's dying that easy and stuff like that. But what was I going to say? Oh, if I push this lane out and 5 of them come to stop me, or 3 or 4 of them come to stop me, then what happens is I just wait. Or I go bottom lane. First of all, I don't know what's going on in there. Wukong's about to die. But yeah, if they all come to stop me, as you can see, I have 2 people top. Garen's coming up behind me. That's fine, whatever. I'll go bot if I need to. If they keep 4 here and keep 1 top, I'll go bot if I need to. But bottom line is, if top lane gets left alone, it's going to shove itself out. It's going to be able to do... well, just that. It's going to be able to shove itself out. So Mundo is in my lane, pushed up way too far for no reason at all. He's walking back and forth like an idiot, so I'm just going to come up here and kill him. I'm going to Sunfire Cape, stay near him the whole time. Let's Dragon, let's ignite him to kill him quicker. I just lit him on fire. Come on. There we go. My Ignite killed him. Okay, and it looks like they're pushing top again, so I'm going to go back. I'm going to shove mid out again as far as I can. If I need to, I'll teleport bot if the minion wave gets too big or whatever. But we want another inhibitor, because, again, inhibitors, if you can't crack all the way in to win the game, inhibitors are still doing good. As you can see, look at super minions. Look at super minions top. They're running Jax off. That's how many that there are. Jax off. Anyways, I'm tanky enough at this point. I'm actually considering... Okay, never mind, the minion wave showed up. If the minion wave hadn't showed up, I actually would have considered not leaving. I would have considered staying here and to keep hitting this, but... That's okay. So here we go. Another inhibitor down. This should be the longest intro video, by the way. Like, out of all of them, this one should be the longest by far. And it's just because top laners are so hard to kill. I can't find a time when 2 or 3 of them are down because I can't kill 2 or 3 of them by myself. I can hurt them all really badly, but I can't ever get the kill because they run away and their health is enough to keep them alive. But this is the beginning of the end here, basically. So we have 2 waves of super minions. What happens now is I'm going to back. If my whole team goes in and dies, I don't care. I have 2 waves of super minions. These guys have to stay at their base, and they have to stop my super minions. Plus, I have a lot of gold. So we're going to get Randuin's Omen. And for my last item, it should be a defensive item, but considering I have 3 defensive items already, and they're all armor, I'm going to build another offensive item. I'm going to build Ravenous Hydra. It gives me more lifesteal so I can stay in fights longer, so it's kind of defensive. And let's move that to 6, and let's move that to, I don't even know, 3, I guess. I have a lot of active things. I probably won't use all of them. So Jax is killing my whole team, but that's fine, because you want to know what happens? They have to back right now. They ran all the way out to here, out to mid lane, but they have to back right now because super minions are beating on their base. So while they're back dealing with that, I'm going to try to get super minions on the bot lane, because if you get super minions in 3 lanes, that's pretty much game. There's not a lot anybody can do to come back from super minions in 3 lanes. Now, normally, keep in mind that if you're playing against real people, especially once you get to like level 20 and on, the game becomes a lot more difficult and you have a lot more stuff to worry about. With jungle stuff, there's 2 big items in the jungle that typically you can go get as a team, jungler or no jungler, that help your team out as a whole a lot. I'll definitely get more emphasis on them. See, Garen can't afford to come out here, right? Because first of all, if I kill him, this game is basically over. But secondly, if he's out here, that means that my other lanes, I mean, they only have so many people to watch the other lanes, but he can't 1v1 me, so he's really just being useless by standing here. Anyways, the 2 big items. One is the dragon, it's right here. And the other one, gotta make sure I'm not getting beat up on by Garen. And the other one is Baron, and it's up here. And those 2 items, they both do things for your team in their own way. One of them gives you a lot of gold, the other one gives you a lot of gold, and this stuff that increases basically every stat you have. It makes you a little bit more tanky, it makes you a little bit stronger, both magically and physically. All that stuff. So here we go. Their team is too far out mid. Garen can't even think about trying to come in and fight me. I'm level 18, I have a full item build, he doesn't. If Darius came over to help, they might have a chance, but if he's going to ignore me, I'm going to keep getting shots in on his inhibitor turret. After 3 to 3.5 minutes, I think it's 3.5 minutes it is, an inhibitor will spawn back in. So what's happened is the top lane inhibitor we took is now spawned back in. So instead of going in and waiting for minions and trying to kill Garen and stuff, I'm just going to take this because I want super minions in this lane for another 3.5 minutes guaranteed. Ignoring the minions because they don't hurt me. I'll turn on my wheel just to mess with them a little bit more. Look at the 1 minion, he made it. I always think it's funny when 1 minion out of a whole wave makes it through. But so there we go. So now I hang out here. If I can keep them here, if I can keep all the enemies here and I can keep messing with them, we will get times like this, like right now, for example, where I can beat up on this turret. I don't think I was in that turret's range, but whatever. Jax wants to come near me, that's fine. I run away. And now I'm waiting for super minions to get here. So they have mid lane pushed out. They're goofing around in top lane with the Sona. It's whatever, it doesn't concern me a whole lot. But I'm waiting for minions to get here. And it doesn't look like that's going to happen because they actually have all 3 lanes out and people messing with them. So to counter this, to counter there being someone in top killing minions, someone in bottom killing minions, someone in mid, I'm going to go kill the guy in mid, actually. Okay, we're in trouble. See if we can get him. I don't think I can kill Mundo. I didn't pop any of my actives there like I should have. I need help, team. My team is not helping me. Oh my god, what are they doing? What are they doing? I don't get it. We had that one easily with both those guys, especially if Tristana would have showed up too, but now it looks like we've delayed the game even more. But that's okay. Now I can show you how to finish out games that are super shitty. When you're carrying, of course. I'm 11-2. Have Hydra. I have a full item build, pretty much. By the way, if you haven't noticed, the death count timers get longer and longer the longer the game goes on, so I'm dead for a long time. Basically what this means is if I could get in here and I could kill 1 or 2 of these guys, just for a second, I would have it. But luckily these dudes are pushing out lane. They didn't notice my team came in the back and took 1 turret down, so that's good. And the super minions are just reaming on this next one. In fact, they're going to get them both. Okay, never mind. You know what that means? That means the game's over, because I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to do here. Yeah, the game's over. In fact, I hope these guys push out. I hope these guys start shoving lane. I'm going to show you guys something pretty special, assuming I don't walk up and kill all these guys by the time I get there. My teleport's actually up. I wonder if we can pull this off. I'm going to get these just to do it. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to teleport to a minion here. And because I'm so tanky, because I don't think these guys can kill me, I'm just going to beat up on the Nexus. I'm just going to beat up on the Nexus. And I was wrong. I was wrong to do this. I was wrong to think I would live because my teammates died and now all 5 of them are wailing on me. I'm not doomed to death, though. That's good. In fact, Karth has got a kill after death, which is nice. So I'm going to stay here. If Darius wants to fight, I will totally be down for fighting. But they have to work on minions. I'm just going to make sure we keep getting inhibitors. So that way we keep the super minion pressure on them. If the super minion pressure's on them long enough... Oh, super minions are winning. They all came to fight me, and super minions decided they were going to win the game. So there you go. That's game. That one was a lot longer than I wanted it to. That one will easily be the longest of all these little tutorial videos, though, because having a team of not tanky top laners against a team of tanky top laners gets pretty hard later on in the game, especially when my teammates were being as dumb as they were. But yeah, that's going to be it. I want to thank all you guys for coming on. I hope you enjoyed. I'm Thundershot, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.